Hey lore lovers, my name's Eric and this is the Lorebrarians YouTube channel. In today's video we'll be exploring the vast plane of Ikoria, the latest addition to Magic the Gathering's Multiverse. Ikoria is most known for its monsters, who are as variable in size as they are in appearance. The crystal formations populating the surface drive quick evolution and mutation of Ikoria species, who can change in the blink of an eye and combine the deadly efficiency of many creatures in one. If you take nothing else away, know that the wilds of Ikoria are unpredictable, and a minor slip can spell certain death for explorers who brave them. Unlike most planes, humans are not the dominant species on Ikoria. Far from it. Their position on the food chain has resulted in centuries of human settlements and lives being preyed upon by the monsters that surround them. In fact, it took everything the early humans had just to survive on the plane, and the ever-present threat of monsters pushed them to create heavily fortified citadel cities, which would become the sanctuaries of today. Sanctuaries are the only bastions of humanity on a world teeming with massive creatures, and they are few and far between. Their high walls, bristling with all manner of defensive weaponry, are further supported by the protective fields of magic emanating from Ikorian crystals, or by the natural defenses offered from the plane itself. While other hamlets and outposts surely exist, the sanctuaries are the only settlements strong enough to repel all manner of monstrous threats. The deep-rooted fear and hatred humans have for monsters has led to a very sharp split into two sects of Ikoria, the sanctuary and the wilds. Recently, there's been an increasing number of reports claiming that some humans have actually sided with the monsters. These humans, known as bonders, share a deep mental and emotional connection with a specific monster they have bonded to, and as such are considered traitors to humanity. The bond the two share, known as Eluda, is a mystical link that ties their spirits together. The flavor text of Keen Sight Mentor, Unbreakable Bond, and Exuberant Wolf Bear gives us insight into the power of the Eluda. Although it isn't quite clear how bonding takes place, it seems to be driven by the power of the Ikorian crystals, especially larger structures such as the mysterious ozolith. The connection between bonder and beast provides a glimpse of what a peaceful and mutualistic future might look like on Ikoria. The plane of Ikoria is divided into 5 main regions called triomes, so named because of their respective connection to 3 different colors of mana. Each triome has a unique ecosystem that's been shaped by the influence of its mana, allowing different species and clades of monsters to rise to dominance, and for the most part, each has an associated human sanctuary. Each triome is home to an ancient and legendary apex predator that acts almost as the manifestation of the triome's mana ley lines. They are powerful creatures that have been on Ikoria since the first humans. We'll begin our tour of the triomes with Savai. Arid grasslands and rocky steppes lay on top of an extensive network of underground caverns and deep crags in Savai, whose triome is connected to black, red, and white mana. The rugged hills and tall grasses of the region are perfect hunting grounds for Savai's dominant monster clade, cats. Variable in size, appendages, and eyes, there is one thing all cats share, and that is their love for the hunt. They are efficient predators, silently stalking humans and other prey before mercilessly cutting them down with razor-sharp claws. Preferring to hunt in prides, cats can seamlessly coordinate attacks to bring down much larger prey such as ox, antelope, and other beasts of the plains. There is one cat, however, that is fierce enough to hunt on its own, and that is the apex predator of Savai, Snapdax, the All-Hunter. Snapdax combines cat-like cleverness and nightmarish stealth with dinosaur aggression to create an unrivaled killing machine. The All-Hunter is rumored to keep the corpses of humans and other prey as trophies within its cavern lair. The tale of the All-Hunter, visualized in the card Mythos of Snapdax, tells the story of a monster whose power was enough to destroy early human settlements across all of Savai. The survivors of the attacks joined forces to build a new fortress together, which they named Drannith. Drannith still stands today as the invincible city of Savai, the crowning achievement of humanity's resolution in the face of monsters. Drannith is highly militarized, choosing to stand firm and fight the monsters of Ikoria head-on rather than run and hide. It is the home of the Coppercoats, the most elite monster fighting force in all the world, and they would sooner give their lives to the cause than see Drannith fall to monsters. The height of its massive walls are illustrated in Sanctuary Lockdown, and the city itself is layered in concentric rings around a massive central crystal known as the Argolith. The people of Drannith use the crystals that pulse when a monster is nearby as an alarm system, as well as a source of magic for their powerful mages. This can be seen in the card Call the Coppercoats. The defenses become more and more powerful as you move into the rings. It is said that the first ring of Drannith has never been breached. The rugged grasslands of Savai slowly transition to the wet and temperate rainforests of Ketria, the red, blue, and green aligned triome. Rushing rivers cascade into beautiful waterfalls over the mountainous region, cutting deep valleys out of the rock. Ketria is lush with life, and the many rivers pool together to form Lake Adayal, which is said to be as large as an ocean. The region is in a constant glow due to the massive concentration of Ikorian crystals here, which integrate seamlessly into the landscape. The presence of so many crystals gives rise to Ketria's dominant clade, elementals. Born in the crystal forest called the Quartzwood, elementals are the manifestation of the natural forces of Ikoria: air, earth, fire, and water. The Quartzwood can be seen in the background of the card Deflecting Swat. Known to be aloof and fickle, elementals have a primal nature that is difficult to predict. They can act as a boon or a bane to unsuspecting travelers, depending on their disposition at the moment. They have a deep connection to the crystals and often manifest with them embedded in their skin or wrapped around their bodies. The apex monster of Ketria is Iluna, the Wishgiver, an ethereal being with the power to weave dreams and grant wishes. Little is known about Iluna, but its powers seem to defy the natural laws of Ikoria. It shares a mercurial nature with the other elementals of Ketria and seems to bestow its gifts entirely at its own whim. Much of the mythos of Iluna and other apex monsters are given to us by Riel the Everwise, a hermit and mystic who appears to be all-knowing. Perhaps her knowledge is a boon of the Wishgiver, but that's up to speculation. Ketria and its elementals are beautiful but unpredictable, and this combined with a naturally unmanageable landscape have prevented permanent human settlements from emerging. As such, Ketria has no sanctuary city. The triome of Indatha is mostly flat lowlands with meandering rivers and lakes forming a marshy floodplain. Its mana reserves are tied to the colors of black, white, and green. The tall reeds and swamps are broken up by the occasional helica tree, a double helix-shaped tree unique to Indatha and often wrapping around Ikorian crystals. The card Gloom Pangolin showcases the ambiance of the region well. Indatha nights are known to be the darkest in all the world, lit only by the gloomy bioluminescence of many nocturnal creatures as they skitter through the swamplands. This gives the region a ghostly feel, a feeling that is multiplied by the presence of Indatha's dominant clade, nightmares. Nightmares are thought to be the corporeal manifestation of human fears. They slink through the shadows of Indatha to hunt their prey, feeding off of their fear before going for the kill. Nightmares are a varied clade, but all have more of everything: eyes, mouths, appendages, and claws. Their bodies flow in an unnatural way, mimicking the shadows from which they strike. The apex monster of Indatha is Nethroi, the Death Dweller, a nightmare cat of legend that is shrouded in the ghostly mists of the souls it has consumed. Nethroi is known for its control over both life and death. Its mythos suggests that the nightmare mists surrounding it can engulf and consume mind, body, and soul, enthralling the living and raising the dead to its will. No creature that walks into Indatha is safe from the whispers of the Death Dweller, whispers that resonate throughout the triome. In the early days of humanity, there existed a settlement within Indatha named Orn, and it was quite unique. Rather than fighting the creatures around them, the people of Orn cooperated with them. They trained bioluminescent bats, insects, and other winged creatures to fly around their settlement, bathing it in light and protecting it from the nightmares that stalked its borders. One night, for a reason unknown, the creatures didn't come, and darkness fell upon the city that was quickly overrun and slaughtered by Indatha's nightmares. The survivors of this ancient city fled in hastily crafted balloons, and over time these would become the ancestors of the sanctuary Skysail. In stark contrast to the gloom of Indatha, the triome of Raugrin is bright with coastal beaches, lava flows, and volcanic peaks, and it is tied to the colors of red, blue, and white. The massive Angra mountain range has many active volcanoes which constantly reshape the landscape of Raugrin, and it is almost as volatile as the elementals of Ketria. The hot and unforgiving environment is perfect for the dominant clade of the triome, dinosaurs. The dinosaurs of Ikoria are aggressively violent and more reptilian in appearance than their cousins on Ixalan. They're covered in spikes, horns, and plating. Many are bipedal and have thick muscular bodies used to bludgeon foes. Winged and aquatic dinosaurs also exist, though all share the same belligerent attitude. They hunt without subtlety or discrimination, eating anything that moves and demolishing anything that stands between them and a meal. The apex monster of Raugrin is Vidrock, the Thunder Raptor. What it lacks in size and speed, it makes up for tenfold in ferocity. Named for the terrifying rumble it produces as it streaks across the sky, the Thunder Raptor is the uncontested alpha of the region, and it can reach all across its range in mere minutes. Its wing beat in flight charges Vidrock with magical energy, which it can release in a devastating blast of blue fire. The mythos of Vidrock tells an ancient tale of the Thunder Raptor burning an entire human sanctuary to ash. The magical fire not only destroyed the city, but also erased all memories of its existence. Despite this, humanity has created another sanctuary city in Raugrin, Lavabrink. Tucked under a huge volcanic shelf, rivulets of lava pour over the city in carefully maintained canals and floodways that empty into the nearby lava lake. Lavabrink's main defense is its inaccessibility, as the curtain of molten lava protects the city from both ground and aerial attacks, and mages called Stone Singers can control the flow of lava as they desire. This is showcased in the card Lavabrink Floodgates. Lavabrink's renowned for its blacksmithing, metalworking, toolmaking, and sculpting, and the best weapons in all Ikoria are said to come from this sanctuary. The final triome of Ikoria is the dense rainforest of Zagoth, whose mana reserves are that of black, blue, and green. The humid swamps and wetlands of Zagoth are teeming with all manner of plants and animals. The massive lily plants lining the forest floor are large enough to support the many creatures that reside here. With such an abundance of foliage and plant material, Zagoth is a perfect supporter of its dominant monster clade, beasts. Beasts vary in size and appearance, but most have thick hides or lots of fur and support tusks, claws, or antlers. Many of the monsters in Zagoth are herbivores and quite docile, but that shouldn't be mistaken for safe. When threatened, they can lash out with unsuspected fury. The high value of tusks, pelts, and hides means that Zagoth is also a hotbed for monster hunter activity. Many trappers and hunters stalk through the jungle of Zagoth in hopes of making a fortune. The apex monster of this region is Brokos, the Forever Beast. Although all 5 apex monsters are ancient, Brokos is said to be the oldest of them all. It experiences time differently than other creatures, and like time, it is a slow but unstoppable force. The mythos of Brokos says that the first human tried to slay the Forever Beast. Rather than fighting back, Brokos gave her 2 gifts, a vision of the past so that she may learn from her mistakes, and a vision of the future so that she may lead her people. It seems, however, this peaceful future has been lost to time. Floating in the sky above Ikoria is the last sanctuary city, Skysail. Unlike other sanctuaries, Skysail is mobile, a flying fortress of massive balloons and other skyships that can disperse in an instant if threatened and reconnect once the threat is gone. This is seen on the card Decoy Gambit. The people of Skysail are bold and independent, preferring a life on the move to sitting and waiting for an attack. Skysail has a small military force, but it's mostly comfortable with leaving the monsters of Ikoria to their own devices. The shops and bazaars of Skysail are notorious for their exotic wares that come from remote and mostly undiscovered parts of the plane. One thing that binds all of the triomes of Ikoria together is the presence of Ikorian crystals. Not much is known about the crystals, but they seem to be the source of growth, mutation, and evolution seen in Ikoria's monsters. We can get a hint of the crystal's power in the flavor text of Crystalline Resonance. They are used by humans as a means of surveillance, since the crystals start to pulse when monsters are nearby, given to us in the flavor text of Escape Protocol. They are also the source of human magic on Ikoria, and the mages of Drannith call on the power of the Argolith to cast their spells. In the Ikoria ebook, Sundered Bond, it appears that some of the monsters and bonders they share a connection with can communicate through the crystals. It remains to be seen, but these crystals might act as a sort of neural network connecting all living things on Ikoria. Well, that wraps up our exploration of the beautiful and dangerous plane of Ikoria. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Let me know which triome and apex monster is your favorite in the comments, and make sure you subscribe for weekly lore videos. I've linked the references used in this video in the description below. Until next time, go forth and explore the lore.